Good morning! Prepare yourself for a longer episode of Vlogmas today. I have lots to show you today. It was very busy. I had many chores to do and I have a lot to talk about. And I hope you will interact with me in the comment section down below because I have many questions and ideas. But first, I grab my trusty bullet journal. As every morning, I write down all the tasks for the day. I look up the monthly spread where I note what I want to finish during the month or I shouldn't forget. And I have a look at the day before to see what I didn't do, to shift it to today, or if it's not possible to finish it this day, I will put it into the future log again. If you want to know more about the bullet journal method, I would suggest you to visit the website. I think it's bulletjournal.com, I think. Writer Carol invented this method. He has ADHD and came up with this system to help focus on what needs to be done at the moment and not be scatterbrained by all his ideas and thoughts. And it is very, very helpful for me too. I don't have ADHD, but I like to plan out and I like to take notes, and I prefer to do it not digitally. Every morning I start with a freshly brewed cup of coffee, and here I serve our breakfast. I made Tommy a tea. He usually drinks tea in the morning, and he gets a sweet bread with homemade marmalade. I was thinking what it was. I think plum marmalade or plum jam. And yeah, enjoying coffee and starting to knit my mini of the day. After I had my breakfast, I made a cup of tea because the room where I work and do the shipping is usually pretty cold. And now I'm packaging the orders that came in, and I will finish up the wrapping and shipping and labeling of the Christmas presents for my friends who don't live close by, so I can't hand them personally. Everything works better and more smoothly with chocolate, and I enjoy this chocolate at the moment very much, maybe too much. The card says a yes can change the world, and it refers to the yes Mary spoke, and so Jesus came into our world. And here you see one of the Christmas presents. There is a tin. I bought these extra tiny tins and filled them with self-made cookies, home-baked cookies, incense, it's a traditional German brand, and socks. Here is an organic Christmas tea, and the other package you see I don't hold into the camera is a very safely wrapped glass of elder blossom jelly. Now it's time to walk the dog, and I always take the opportunity to pray my daily rosary while I walk him. Good morning or good noon. Here it's 11 a.m. and today is it's the same procedure every day, and I always forget which day. I think the 12th. Yeah, December 12th. And because Benny was very sleepy in the morning, I didn't have to go for a walk so early, and I got so much done. I got all the Christmas present wrapping done of the presents they have to be shipped out to my friends in Austria and other parts of Germany. I did the shipping for the shop, cleaning. I was cleaning the balcony because when I got sick October and November, everything, my whole plan fell apart. I wanted to prepare everything for winter during November. Then I got sick, was sick for 3 weeks. Then I had to catch up with all the work that I couldn't do during that time for the shop and so on. And then we had snow, and now the snow is completely gone, so you don't have to be envy anymore for everyone who reached out to me. The snow is gone. That means I was able to get out the old plants out of the pots and prepare everything for winter. And that means Tommy can put up the lights, the Christmas lights for outside this weekend probably. And today there's still a little bit to do. I need to bake bread. I need to cook for tomorrow, set up our meal plan for the next 6 to 7 days, write the shopping list. Yesterday I didn't film so much because I prepared many presents. I arranged them, I packed them. One present I was crafting and it is done. It was so much work, but there is another volume of it I have to make, and it will take me all in all, this whole present with the first part being finished, all in all I would say it took me 20 hours or so. I don't know. I think so. It's much work, but it's worth it. And at the end I can show you, but I couldn't film yesterday all these things because people are watching. Yeah, besides all these things, and I'm sure I have forgotten other tasks I have to do today. I hope there will be enough time for knitting my cowl. I started while having breakfast. So my minis, and I need to knit another square into my scrappy pillow cover. I didn't do that yesterday. I'm still on track, I think. Yeah, I think so. But I don't want to fall behind. Is there anything else? Oh, there is something I would like to talk with you about, and I hope you will help me in the comment section below. But I know I'm short on batteries, so I will charge this phone first. I will do all my other stuff I have to do at home, so my chores, and then we will speak about plans for the new year. Are you doing that? How are you doing that? What is your approach? What would you like to do? And also gift knits for next year. I would like to set up a gift list or help you with your gift knitting, crocheting, making in general for next year, because as last year I told you that it's the smartest to think about the gifts for next year already now, because now you are in the midst of the craziness. And now you make realistic goals. For example, you set your goal in June, for example, I want to knit stockings for the whole family. And now you are getting crazy because you think, whew, that was a military jet. I couldn't see it, but I heard it. Oh, sorry. So now you set realistic goals, because now maybe you are in your gift creating phase and you are stressed out and it's not fun, and you already realize you won't make it everything until Christmas. So that means today, tomorrow, but before Christmas, you can decide what is manageable for you for next year. I did this last year and it helped me a lot. It helped me keep track. But I will talk about this in depth a little later. I'm a little bit hungry, so I get a snack now. Although I ate all the chocolate while I was doing the shipping. I will eat a snack now and probably bake the breads, if there isn't something else that needs to be done before that. I don't do the meal planning now on an empty stomach. That's not a good idea. Okay, have fun with Vlogmas. We will see each other later. Bye. Plans have changed. I went to the supermarket to grab salad for tomorrow and cabbage and other things. I will do the big shopping tour tomorrow, I think, or the day after tomorrow. But I cancel cooking today and I will put out the mac and cheese out of the freezer. I made the mac and cheese, but I like to, if I have some, so I like to cook more, freeze a little bit for days like today when I don't have so much time and want to do other things instead of cooking. For example, bread baking. So I can empty the freezer and fill it again with bread. And when I was shopping, you know, there's always this zone at the checkout. Yeah, it works. I saw these. I love Lindor balls, Lindor Kugeln in German. And the white ones are my favorite. They are so creamy and You saw me eating Lindor Kugeln today, but it was hazelnut. And I bought these. Wait. Do you know Mentos? Do you still remember Mentos? I think that's the most 90s thing, sweets, regarding sweets that you can find. Yeah, and the other stuff is not so interesting. Milk, cabbage, salad, and potatoes. So I get out the mac and cheese now. I will eat my quinoa Tex-Mex. I put that out of the freezer yesterday. That works quite well. I like that, to have something just to make sure you don't have time to cook. And after the lunch, I will do the bread baking. I freed some time for that now. Okay, bye. a few hours later, and now I want to talk with you about vague plans regarding my knitting for next year. So the first thing I would like to encourage you to do is think about your gift knitting, especially the Christmas gift knitting, because it seems like that is the typical event or occasion we would like to gift something handmade. Probably you also want to make something for someone's birthday or Mother's Day or wedding or wedding anniversary. You have just to adjust the timeline for that. But let me take the example Christmas. Okay. I have my trusty bullet journal and last year during Advent I wrote down everything I would like to make for this year's Saint Nicholas and Christmas. I wrote down who I would like to knit something for and a few ideas what I could knit. That is the gift knitting part. I also wrote things down I would like to make for our flat or for me or for projects I would like to try out or so. But let's keep it with gift knitting for now. And I always had a look onto this knitting list throughout the year when I didn't know what I want to knit next or so, or if I had an idea to cast on something, I first had a look into my bullet journal to see, am I still on track with my gift knitting? Should I knit a gift first before I allow myself, that sounds very negative, but I don't know another word now, before I allow myself to knit something else for fun, for me, or whatever came to my mind. And that way I always thought about gift knitting. You know, I actually the one gift I started last year in the beginning of December. So that is a way you can make sure to finish all the gifts. I think it would be helpful, have a look at your Ravelry project pages or your knitting journal or wherever you keep track of your finished items, or maybe have a look through your sock drawer and wardrobe to find out how much did you knit last year or the year before last year, so you have a feeling for how much you can really knit in a year. So for example, if it's hard for you to knit 4 pairs of socks in a year, maybe it's not the best idea to knit 8 pairs or to plan to knit 8 pairs of socks for other people if you also want to knit other things for yourself. You know what I mean? So for example, when I was a beginner knitter, I maybe, I don't know, knit 4 pairs, 3 pairs, 5 pairs a year. And now I'm knitting more than 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 pairs a year. That means I know I can knit more pairs of socks in fingering weight, or if you want to make a quicker progress, you can also use sport weight or DK weight. So, but I can make fingering weight socks for several people, although it cuts away a lot of my own knitting time, so knitting time for myself, but that's okay. That is something as a hint, but I would definitely encourage you, sit down now, early enough before Christmas. I told you already that I think that you make the most realistic goals now, because you know how much you can do, you know how much you can do in December or November. I would suggest, if you say, for example, I have 6 people I want to knit something for. Let's say 6 pairs of socks, okay? It's easier to do it like that. Maybe you want to make dishes, pot holders, towels, headbands, whatever. Let's take socks. Okay, I want to knit 6 pairs of socks. That makes 12 socks. you could calculate like this. Okay, every month I have to knit one sock. So that could be your priority every month. So after every month you check your knitting basket. Have I finished my sock? Yes, okay. Now I can knit the second sock, or I still have time left of the month left. Now I can knit something for myself. You know what I mean? Or, you know, oh, I'm on track. I have already 3 socks done and it's only February. So that means I can cast recklessly something else on. Yeah, that is my advice for you. I'm doing this since 2019, 2020 approximately, and it works very well for me. I'm never in a rush. I'm never in a hurry with my knitting for other people. Yeah. And another thing I would like to talk with you about, and I would be very grateful if you shared your ideas with me in the comments down below, because I'm still not sure if I will do it this way or if there are other ways, or if it's too much, or okay. Planning, knitting plans and knitting goals. I don't like to plan my spare time too much. So even the make 9 is a little bit difficult for me. If it was a make 9 for gift knitting, okay. But that's boring because most of the time I'm knitting socks, and it's not so much fun to make a make 9 list only with socks. But I have a few hopes, maybe even goals for next year. You know, I received the Opal yarn subscription. Every quarter of the year I receive 6 balls of fingering weight sock yarn. So 6 100-gram balls of sock yarn. That's a lot. And in December we usually receive another ball of yarn as a bonus. That makes 25 balls of yarn every year. Have you ever knit 25 pairs of socks in a year? So I went through my project pages and I had a look what I finished within the different years. And the trend is very positive. Every year I have more projects, more finished items. But if I only knit from my Opal subscription, yes, then I could knit through the whole subscription without any problems. But here and there I want to knit other yarns, other yarn weights or yarn types as well. But at the same time I would like to challenge myself, and so I thought, okay, Anna, you have to use up or give away your whole Opal yarn subscription from 2024. That means what I don't knit up, I could give away as a prize or give away as a present. That would count too. But the rest of the balls have to be knit up. I can have leftovers because everyone loves leftovers. I love leftovers for memories and memory blankets and other scrappy projects. So that is the thing I was thinking about. Maybe I challenge myself with the Opal subscription, because it's always so sad. I received the Opal subscription that should... Wow! There are so many birds! Informations! I'm sure they're flying to the south where it's warmer. Wow! Yeah, I received the subscription. Then I usually have to wait a week or so until the pattern battle starts. That means the first excitement of the new yarns is already a little bit gone. Then I have to knit this one ball we voted for. And I always wait because I never know if it's part of the pattern battle, so I can't just knit something else with it if I want to take part in the pattern battle. Okay, and then there are usually 5 other balls left that don't get knit up. My first subscription I received was gone before the second arrived, and that was such a great feeling. And the socks are still one of my favorites. I don't know, maybe because of the memories I connect with that, because it was the first shipment, it was Christmas season and so on, I don't know. But I think it would be fun when the next shipment arrives, so 15th or 16th of December, in a few days, I could start right away to knit something. I think in the upcoming year I would like to knit more vanilla socks, because that's the second reason why I don't knit through my subscription. I always think I have to find the perfect pattern, but sometimes I just want to knit. But then I think, oh, you never know if the yarn comes into a collection. And that means if you knit up this ball of yarn and it doesn't come into a collection, you will never be able to buy it again. And then you only have a vanilla sock instead of a fancy pattern that shows the beautiful yarn and self-strapping pattern. And that's stupid. So I will allow myself to knit more vanilla socks. And there is another idea I have. I wrote down 4 or 5 things I would like to finish or start and finish in 2024. But so like a make 9 list, but not really a make 9 list. Let me have a look in my bullet journal. I wrote the things down. Okay, I would like to sew a garment. You know, I started a skirt and then I started this in June and now it's December. So the sewing teacher and I, she had to cancel the one lesson, then I had to cancel, then she was sick, then I was, I don't know, traveling, then I was sick, then she had to cancel. Really, it was like all the time the same. I hope it gets better next year. I want to finish this skirt, and at least this skirt I want to finish. It's so close to be done. I only have to put the 2 sides together and add the zipper. That's everything I have to do. And the hem. Okay, but that's not much work. And I would like, if it's possible, to knit one other thing, maybe completely alone without the teacher. Probably just the same skirt in another fabric. There is one request from Tommy, but I don't know if I can talk about it yet. I would like to finish one cardigan, a cropped cardigan, to wear over my dresses. Because the cardigans I wear now, I got asked from some of you, it's only polyester. I bought it off of Zalando. Zalando? Do you say Zalando too? Do you have Zalando? Yeah, it's only polyester, but it's so difficult to find cardigans or pullovers you can wear over dresses. So cropped ones that look good. So one cardigan, and I have 2 patterns already that I would like to knit. I would like to knit one cropped pullover, and I would like to finish one of my cross stitches. I think the Halloween one, because that is the one that I have the most progress on. So one garment, one item for Tommy, one cardigan, one pullover, and one cross stitch. These are just things I don't want to forget about, because the sewing and the cross stitching and making garments, for example crocheted or knitted, always take the back seat in favor of just fun knitting, you know. I'm more of a process knitter. I'm not so much about, oh, I need this item, I want to have this item, I knit this. No, it's more about like I sit here and I want to have fun, so I start a pair of socks. And the last idea I want to share with you is I have many different hobbies and interests, many crafty ones, but not only crafty, but I like to do jigsaw puzzles. I like to play board games. I would like to learn origami. I enjoy diamond painting, coloring. I would like to get better at drawing and hand lettering. There are so many things, and they always take the back seat, because if I have spare time, I think many of you can relate. I don't want to sit down and learn something new or sit at the desk and so on. It's so much more comfortable to sit in your favorite spot in the living room, get out your needles and be on autopilot. But that's a pity. So I decided every month, I hope I can keep up with it. Every month I want to focus on one other hobby in addition to my knitting and crocheting time, okay? So instead of, I don't know, knitting 3 hours a day or so, I could take 1 hour away for another hobby. Or instead of watching another episode of Bones and knit, I could sit down and do coloring. And I wrote down 11 different things. I have a longer list, but I thought I start with 11 because I don't think I can do this in December, because in December, you know, there's so much baking and decorating and Christmas prepping going on. I don't think that I will have energy for another hobby next to knitting and time. I don't think I have so much time. I wrote down cross stitch, board games, origami, hand lettering, sewing, diamond painting and Knüpfen. Flechten und Knüpfen. You know these friendship bracelets, the technique you do with that? I would like to do something with that, for example. Yeah, I can do friendship bracelets, and I could see me making bookmarks. Yeah, bookmarks was the word I was looking for. Coloring, gaming. That sounds silly maybe, but I was so much looking forward to Hogwarts Legacy, and I'm not even halfway through that. And I enjoy when I'm playing it, but I never take the time to do that. Or World of Warcraft. It's so much fun to play that game with my husband together. It's so much fun. We play World of Warcraft Classic together. I would like to do some weaving, for example, placemats or coasters, but that's something I have to start completely. I have to start new. I did this in school with this school weaving loom, so I would have to buy something. That means I have to do the research. What is the best loom and how much do I want to spend? Which supplies do I need in addition to that? But weaving is definitely something I want to do next year. 1 month will be for reading. I enjoy reading so much, but as with all the other hobbies, I don't do it so much in favor of knitting. And I want to write more in my journal, in my diary. So in January, I think I will start with cross stitching because it's so much fun. And probably I'm a little over knitting after doing all the Advent knits in December. And that could be the great opportunity to start with a craft you are already familiar with. It's the new year. Don't start everything new in January. That goes wrong usually. And it's fun. I have started it already. It's kitted up. So yeah, maybe that is an idea for you too. I don't know if I can keep up with it. It's just an idea, you know? And I have written down something for every month, but I think I will decide on the first of the month what I will actually concentrate on. You know, probably I think now I think in February playing more board games is a great idea, but in February I think, oh no, I would like to do some hand lettering, and then I will do this. Yeah. Okay, I think I will get me some coffee and Lebkuchen. So what is not Lebkuchen again? Gingerbread. It's funny because ginger is a spice, or not really a spice, it's this root. And we don't say Ingwer cookie or Ingwer cake. We say, why do we say Lebkuchen? I'm sure it comes from an older German word or so. Well, it's definitely not ginger in German. Okay, coffee and gingerbread for now. And the bread is in the oven, and 2 more breads are waiting for the oven to be put in the oven. And I still have some things on my to-do list. But it's good. It's okay. I'm fine.